scaly wings, they fly through the night. With furnace lungs, they breathe into the sky. With claws and fangs and gnashing fang teeth, they destroy their prey. Wherever you go that there could be danger, here be dragons. Hi everyone, my name is Philip and I'm the Dragon Master. Did I just come up with that intro? Well, you'll never know, but yes. Surrounding me are my wonderful players, aka the dragons who be here. Roar hello, dragons. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I know that you all have better things to do, but I appreciate you being here to continue our. Are
you talking to us or the audience?
Yeah.
Little column one, little column B.
This is top-notch entertainment here.
That's true.
It is.
Oh, I see that. Hello. Dan, it is nice to see you there in chat. I'm going to say that I was defending you in the pre-conversation. There were some people being like, Dan is streaming right now. How dare he? And I was like,
by people he means me. By people he means specifically me.
You brought up.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna lean right into this. How did your civ go tonight? Dan, did you create a civilization?
They were all named Dan. I peeked in. Every city was named Dan.
They're just Dan.
It's Dan
That's
Bull.
what I do when I do civs. They're all named Dan.
Bull. Constantinople.
Dan Cisco, I think was one of them.
Dan Cisco.
London, Washington. Yes.
Oh my god, I want to go to Dan Cisco so bad.
Oh my god.
Oh, see, he missed that one. He said San Dan.
Oh no, it's not San Dan Cisco.
It should have been Dan Cisco.
It's Dan Cisco and Dan D'Antonio.
Oh yeah, Dan Salvador should have been Dan Salvadan for sure.
Los Angeles, that's fun.
Yeah.
Well,
I was hoping for Dan Diego. Dan Diego? Dan Diego? Dan Diego?
Well,
Montenegro.
Oh my gosh!
Say, I was about to say that.
Or the seat of Catholicism, the Vatican.
I was about to say that, compliment you on the opening of this as being our best and most cool and most professional sounding opening.
Yeah.
But here we are now. So
I wouldn't want to confuse our viewers. Oh my gosh, yeah. Or Danver, but also one that could be unchanged is just Danvers. You could just have Danvers, Massachusetts. That one you don't have to do anything. That one, leave it.
No one thinks about Danvers, Massachusetts.
No one
Sorry,
doesn't.
Danvers.
Even though Danvers is that's where they really killed all the witches. Salem was barely there, but it was Danvers.
Oh, it makes me think of Mrs. Danvers from that movie.
Boston. It really is just sound like Boston. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, but see, no, I think you doubled down, Philip, and it's Danders. Or Dan. I can't do it now. It was in my head and now it's gone. Dan Danners.
Oh,
there you
Rebecca.
go. Dan Danners.
Yes. Well, on this very on point note, let's talk about what has been going on in this game, because we play this every other week. So sometimes it's hard for us to remember that last week you guys continued going deeper into the Tomb of the Gentle Breeze. You found a chamber that was defended by these strange interdimensional, spidery things that had these webs that phased in out of reality. You handled them real well.
Admirably.
Right.
So without any issue, you guys managed to just dominate in that room. I believe Shishu had a 4th or 5th degree success in smashing things with the ball. It was preposterous. These were the spiders of Lang. I don't think that term was ever told to you. Had you brought your friend Shug with you, he would have identified them as spiders of Lang. And the next thing that happened, or that is about to happen, also would have happened, because upon doing this, you saw some other passages. Elon seemed to feel the pull of the one called
Paul,
because there's Paul, and then you started calling someone Charlie. But basically, you felt the pull of Paul down a hall, but instead you guys went through the main doors into the center of this tomb where a shaft of light shone down on a sarcophagus. You realized that this was the sarcophagus of someone depicted in murals around the side, a bird-headed humanoid with the head of an ibis, some kind of form of Aarakocra probably, who seem, according to the stories as Tongart very well interpreted them, they thought with someone connected to your current quest, Isora the Tempest Mother. They served someone else, a Reef Mother, a different kind of entity. Upon besting Isora, they were granted a very powerful sword, the sword that you in fact know is here within this place, Sword of the Gale, and they were then betrayed. Then this whole desert was taken into the Dreadlands. They were trapped here, slain due to betrayal by their former comrades when trying to fight Oshtar, the previous sort of Dark Lord of this place, in whose pit you all hung out with and met some eyes. This person is now buried here. You see there is a very, very handsome depiction of the Pharaoh dragon. So clearly this was built by his followers. You guys then said, okay, cool. You opened the lid. Oh, and I guess you did find like a slightly undead body on the ground that you think used to belong to some sort of some kind of air elemental thing, which all tracks. You opened that sarcophagus. And things could be going really different now had your friend Shug been with you and you had allied yourselves with Shug and Charlie, as you called Shug's sort of Shugath. But instead, Shug retreated. You were going to wait it out. You saw the Elder Sign. You figured that it was to prevent something. You didn't realize it was keeping something in. And at this point, as you see the mummified body of an ibis-headed humanoid, or a biped with the sword clasped upon her chest, a Shugath slurps into reality, a Shugath named Charlie, and attacks. So that is where we are picking up in today's game. We're going to do another fight sequence to open off, and I need to actually amend some things on your guys' sheets more. I was just totally forgot to do it before it. So we'll kind of be doing that halfway because the way we're tracking damage, I think it's just going to be easier to not even deal with that. So sort of it all has to do with the difficulty of what you're doing as your damage output, and we'll get into all that. I think I'll explain it to you more easily than showing things. So the point is, you guys clearly can deal a lot of damage, but you are facing something that is a pretty serious threat. These Shugaths are they're basically like interdimensional protoplasm. They can create literally any organ they want at any point. Like whatever they need. If they need teeth to bite you, they make teeth to bite you. If they need tentacles to grab you, they do that. So it's mainly teeth and tentacles, sometimes eyes. So as this thing surges forth, preparing to attack. Yes, please.
This thing, when it pops out, it hasn't actually attacked us yet, correct?
It has not actually attacked you.
And then second question is, do we know that this is Charlie? Like, would I know this is Charlie?
I think based on everything you've heard, you can assume that this is Charlie.
Okay.
So with all that in mind, I'm going to...
Can I instantly go into a primal fury rage?
You absolutely can. You guys can do, and we can do, you can do all sorts of things here in a moment. But the first thing we need to do is I need to read an invocation.
That's right.
I just closed the window. Everything's the worst. Guys, it's all the worst.
Is that the invocation?
That's a weird invocation.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
Guys,
It is. You know what?
And now we begin our
Honestly,
fight.
it is appropriately evocative. All right. Invocation. But when the day is done and the sun goes down and the moonlight's shining through, then like a sinner before the gates of heaven, I'll come crawling on back to you. So, if you all recall,
I like that.
from our last time of doing these kinds of shenanigans, these fight sequences work a little bit differently to the sort of like round by round combat you're familiar with. They move a little quicker, but they also sort of move a little more. You just sort of give a more general suggestion of what your primary goal will be. This is a fight in which I'm going to actually list your primary goal as survival. You definitely can try to kill this thing, and in the process of that, but your goal, you don't have any sort of I suppose there are other goals you could come up with. You could say snatch the sword and let's run out of here. You could pitch me on some other ideas, but generally speaking, this is just a fight for your lives as a creature is attacking you. So yes, things like Shishu, if you're going to want to use your thing, Lord Buku, if you're going to try to cut this whole thing off by some sort of thing like that, you can certainly attempt it. And any other strategies people want to use, I will sort of be, certain things will go in earlier order than other things. So, yes, if you have any questions, please let me. Yes,
I
Chanel.
just want to remind.
Or not. Wait, not Chanel. XigXag.
Lord Buku.
You're XigXag.
Oh fuck. Yes.
That's the other one.
Yes. Easily confused. Lord Buku, you remember you have the whip.
Oh yes, thank you.
The festival.
Great.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Forget it.
So I guess the first thing we'll do for today's fight sequence, what goals do you guys have? What goals beyond mere survival does anyone have? Lord Buku, it sounds like you want to...
Charlie is a potential ally and addition to our loot hoard. I would like to make that happen.
In what way?
So I would like to convince Charlie that he is on our side, that we are on his side, and that Shug is already on our side, and he is yet another. We've come here to free him.
Well, to quote...
And we will destroy the unspeakable evil in the process to ensure that happens.
Okay.
Ew.
So you are going to sort of undertake a goal of charm the interdimensional attack dog into being our friend. Understood. Tongart, do you have any other goals other than just survival?
I will, since it's been long enough that these have diminished, I'm going to try to get off. I'm going to try to basically ward two of my, basically reward Shishu and Buku.
Thank you so much.
Understood.
Thank you.
All right. So do you want to explain how those work to them, just as a recap for them?
Yeah. So if I am able to place these on you, or after I'm able to place these on you, basically, instead of spending 1 power to cancel 1 damage, you spend 1 power to cancel 3 damage.
Yeah.
I feel like I might need that.
So as
Thank
you're
Seems like it will aid us in that whole survival thing,
warding some of your friends against damage, Lord Buku, you're trying to sort of do this thing. So that's kind of like we'll sort of say that's a goal. Shishu, I know you wanted to gain your primal
survive
fury.
and protect. Sorry.
Sure. Shishu, I know you're doing that. Do you have any goal other than, are you just fighting this thing?
I wish I had more power, but brands aren't paying what they used to.
God, tell me about it. These days with brands.
Unfortunately, it's a measure of your power and not of your clout. Because if it was your clout, we'd be off the charts, right?
Yeah, exactly. I have so much of that.
It's a measure of your actual power.
Yeah.
So fighting. It is totally okay to say I'm just fighting.
I just want to protect my friends, and I'm so confused why Buku would want to get this thing on our side.
Okay. Oh, great. So there'll be some weird kind of cuts back and forth of like, why are you doing this? That whatever.
What are you doing? I'm in a primal fury, so everything's kind of confusing. But that is really especially pissing
in a primal
me off.
fury, everything's confusing. I really like that as a mantra. Elon.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals beyond?
Oh, I mean, I have so many goals. Like, do you want to
question.
know? You want to know the long view,
Send
or do
him
you
your
want to just
pitch
know
deck.
the more tactical sort of? Yeah, I have a couple decks I can send you.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So
whatever.
I'm thinking for this immediate
plan or...
situation, I'm kind of trying to like I'm taking a lot of inspiration from one of my favorite dragon media, which is Glen Scale. And I want to know
Oh my
what
god.
the situation is before, what the play is here. So I'm a little bit confused.
Always be killing.
Yeah, always be.
ABC.
Okay.
That's right. ABC. Always be killing.
I'm a little bit. Here's what I'd like to do. I kind of want to figure out a little bit more about like what this mural thing is up about, and I kind of don't. Oh boy, there's just like so many things, so many plans.
I can tell.
Okay, I want to hex him, and I want to figure out what's going on with this mural because I don't trust this thing, and I think that we should be helping out our buddy Greg. Is it Greg?
Paul.
Is that-
Paul.
is that his
Paul.
name? Paul.
Okay, so in other words, I see what you're saying. So okay, gotcha. So Elon, okay, perfect.
I would like to try to intuit which side I want to be on. That's a better way to put this.
Understood. But that being said, you'll also engage in some fisticuffs if necessary. Love it. Okay.
If necessary, yeah. That fuse is a very short fuse. Like, as soon as this thing starts being any sort of aggressive at all, I'm going to be hexing it.
I
Take more
completely
damage.
understand.
But yeah, I kind of want to get the vibe. I want to like understand. I want to use my insight. My I'm pretty good read of beings, to be honest.
Sure.
Well,
Intuit.
that's why I know that Buku's no good.
All right, and then XigXag. What is your goal
Unnecessary.
in this
Well,
fight?
first of all, I want to activate my winged boost.
So at this moment, there's no activating. There's no, like that's all part of. We're doing these fight sequences differently. Like you don't got to tell me about the actions you're doing. Right now, we're literally
Well-
talking about what are your goals in this sequence. If your goal is just to
Well,
fight this thing, then it's just to
No,
fight.
my goal is to get hold of the sword.
Okay, so your
and
goal
then
is to
get the heck out
get the
of
sword
there.
and get out. Understood. You'll use your wing
Yeah.
boost for that. Okay, great. Understood.
Is it good?
XigXag.
See, XigXag, you get
Okay.
you're a dragon of action.
Yeah, I'm goal oriented.
Out. Okay, so just to recap this, because I want to make sure we have everything down. Buku, your goal in this fight is to convince this creature that you are on its side. Your goal in this fight, that is where you're putting, in this fight scene, all you are doing is, obviously, you can be, like, as part of this, you can be ducking and dodging, whatever, but for the most part, you were simply saying, like, no, we're your friends, we're doing this, we're here for you, we're already friends with you. Shishu.
If I can clarify, it's not just to convince it that I'm on its side. It's to get it to be on our side. Would be the actual goal.
That's
That
noble.
would probably be a tactic I'd do to get there.
I would say, in the
with
context
important
of a
distinction.
fight scene, it is probably simply all you're trying to do is to end it, warping you
Yes,
guys out of
yes,
reality.
actually.
That can be your longer term post, once we're in RP mode for sure. But understood, I will put that on the thing. Shishu, you are primarily going to be fighting it, but also protecting fighting it in a
My
way that is
friend.
defensive to the others. Tongar, you are primarily trying to, like, you said you want to use your ward, but what is your goal is to just protect people here?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my ultimately.
Just
It's like
protect,
just to
keep you guys
protect-
alive. Perfect. Okay.
protect my team.
Elon,
Yeah.
your goal is to figure out whose side you want to be on. If it's not the side of this being, you will fight. But primarily, you're trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
XigXag, your goal is, you don't really care what they're doing. Your goal is get sword, escape.
Mhm.
Is your plan to escape, because you do have boots that can help you fly, is your plan to escape up the shaft of light, or is your plan to escape out the room the way you came?
Do I have any insight on it? Which is the best way?
I think it's one is a more direct route out, although wind is like blowing into it pretty hard that way. But also, the other dragons could go out of the room with you. They couldn't fly up. Is the idea.
Hmm. Well, I would try out of the room, but the up is a backup plan if things go really pear-shaped.
Understood. All right, great. So, with all these ideas in mind, I'm going to ask for the following rolls from people. Lord Buku, I would like for you to make a... I think it's going to be charm. Let me just confirm that there's no other thing. Yeah, I think you're just trying to charm it.
Okay.
I think you're trying to somehow charm this creature from another realm. So you get to roll your 6 dragon dice. You guys can make these rolls as I say them, or you guys can all hold off and sort of make them and report to me later. But I will be continuing to tell people rolls they'll make. The next roll that happens is Elon. You have a more complicated situation. You and Shishu both. You, Shishu, and XigXag actually all do. I need you to roll. You can use whichever one is higher, which I think for you basically you're going to do a detect vibe, and you're also going to do. I presume breath, because I assume you'll be using fire to fight if that comes to it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
basically,
I want to do hat. I'll spend the 5 to do the hex.
you'll spend the 5 to do the hex just in case. But basically, you're gonna do a breath, but you will need 2. You need 2 successes for this because you're doing 2 things in this fight scene.
Okay.
Shishu, I need the same from you. You can make a melee weapon power roll, which is over in your physicality. But I will need both your success for that, and you'll need 2 successes, one of which can be actually fighting it, the other is using that to defend other people. XigXag.
So do 2 different 7 HD
No,
rolls.
do 1, but within that, you need more than 1 match, and you will have to tell me which match is for which action.
Okay.
That's where the weirdness comes in through. So yes, you get to roll 8 d8s. You get to change 1 to any number of your choice afterwards, but you need 2 separate successes to accomplish your 2 goals that you're doing.
Okay.
Tongart.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll get to you in a second. XigXag, you also are trying to do 2 things. You are doing both move and we'll call it pickpocket, which is in your coordination, because you're trying to snatch something and you're trying to get away with that thing. So your move is 4, your pickpocket is 3. So you have to roll 4 d8s, and you need 2 successes on those 2 things. However, I understand that's not your best possible situation. So you can pitch to me a different skill that you could use to try to do those things.
Can navigate help here with the escape bit?
Navigate instead of move. I see what you're saying.
Or analyzing the situation?
I think I could allow a navigate to find your way out. That's fine. So you can you'll roll 5 horde dice trying to find your way out. Tongart, for you, God, your skills are not amazing for what you're trying to do here. I think it probably, I mean, I feel like it would be medicine, but that's not even that much better for you. You know what? I will let you roll on everyone's behalf a resist injury. So kind of like you're trying to prevent injuries here and there. So those of you spending power, you may do so now. Tongart, you were spending it to ward 2 creatures. Shishu, you're spending it to get your extra damage, extra attack power, extra fighting. Elon, also you have spent 5 to hex this thing, sort of just in case things go that way. I will now check in with how rolls have gone. Lord Buku, what do we have for you? And and before we start here, just so you know that in these fight sequences, a lot of the time the there will be times where the actual kind of like type of treasure that you roll on your horde dice is more frequently going to be for the purpose of like a tiebreaker or something. It's not so much like the subjective feeling of things. It's a little more like if it ever comes up, we'll get to that. But yeah, just want to throw that out there before. So yes, Lord Buku.
First off, I have a plan of attack to do a analyze roll before combat begins.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
I did that. I just got a double trophy.
A double trophy.
Second degree trophy.
Okay, understood.
Yes.
So you can be now. I will say it is a little hard for you to coordinate a plan of attack against something while you're also convincing it that it is on your side.
I understand.
But
I just realized I had that thing, so
of course,
it seems like it's since happened
you
before
should definitely
combat.
do it. That's probably in the context of this. It's probably think of like you've analyzed it. You're gonna give it. You're gonna try to have it be like nice to you guys. But if that doesn't work, you'll at least give those who have chosen to attack a little extra
Perfect.
power.
Perfect. Maybe as I try to put them in positions to keep them from attacking, but being ready to do better work when
Perfect,
they do.
yes.
But I rolled a triple weapon.
Triple weapon. Oh wow. Okay.
But I think this is a situation that warrants spending 5 power to make it a quadruple weapon roll.
A quadruple. Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. A fourth.
It is 5 power to do that, right?
It is 5 power to change one after the fact. So we have a 4th degree success on the charm.
Bending
Very
it.
good. So kind of the first thing that happens here is this thing surges up and is like you guys all kind of like are instinctively dodging and feeling, mild disorientation as these reality warping tendrils begin to appear as this thing's just, jaws and eyes and nonsense protoplasm coming your way. Lord Buku begins to sort of speak to this thing,
If I can I use that mental connection I had with Shug and try and connect with it that way as well?
Yeah, you can sort of attempt that, but in sort of the initial just like burst of it showing up, it does like swipe you to the side, with a tentacle. You all kind of getting knocked back here and there, so you're sort of standing up, dusting yourself off, trying to reach out with it telepathically. At first, it doesn't seem to be listening to you at all. As you're trying to explain, what is the thrust of your argument is we already made a deal with this other individual.
I say Shug's true name, or the name he passed on to me, and I say, Shug sent us here to free you, great Shuggoth. We are allies on your side to defeat the unspeakable horror that occupies these caves and has imprisoned you here. Do not bite your allies, as we are here to free you and take you into our service so that we might do great deeds upon this world and spread your name even further.
Understood. Okay, so you're being very confident as you say this. You're sort of standing up. It is surging out. At this point, Tongart, why don't you go ahead and reveal your role?
I did spend 5 power to reroll and hold on to 2. So there is a artwork to the 3rd.
Artwork to the 3rd. So you have a 3rd degree success of basically just trying to, like rush over and pull people away, or just, kind of you get hit in your sort of obsidian shoulder and as these tentacles and tendrils are swirling around and everyone's sort of ducking about as you're sort of just trying to like keep them from getting in trouble.
I also did spend the 10 power to put up the 2 wards.
Yes, so and also 2 of you, when there's inevitable damage that we roll in a moment, 2 of you will be in better shape for that. Elon.
Just so I'm clear,
yes, please.
This is 1 roll, correct?
One roll.
Yes, 1 roll, and it's detect vibe, correct? Not breath, correct?
No, you get to use whichever one is higher between those.
Perfect.
It's at this. The original version of this game has used the lower one, but I'm like, that is too unsporting.
I see. Okay, and then remind me again, the dragon dice is one that I can set the face of?
Yes, your dragon dice, you get to change it to whatever face you want after the fact.
I see. Okay.
So that's just one of. Which one are you doing? Breath.
I'm. Yeah. Well, okay. So just mechanically, I'm sorry to.
Sure. No,
ask
please,
this.
guys. We're
If
still
I'm
learning the system. It's
like
great.
the most important the most important thing to me is actually less about the damage and more about like evaluating the situation. So should I be doing vibe instead, or
You
or
should
is
honestly,
it-
you should be doing vibe instead in that case. Yes, it probably should be
Okay,
the thing that
perfect.
is more. The primary
Okay,
goal
great.
should be, and then if it's neither one,
That's-
kind of a thing. Yeah.
perfect? Okay, I'm gonna then re-roll that because I got just poo poo.
Okay. So it's just you're just
okay.
rolling 5.
Yep. And then okay, great. So I have a pair of. This is not great. A pair of gemstones.
A pair of gemstones. So, Elon, as you become carefully trying to figure out like what the vibe of this is in relation to this stuff, you will not even be able to control like any breaths of flame you wind up doing in this thing. You know, you did hex it, so that's good. You've put your dragon's hex upon it, but you have not even succeeded at all in terms of the fighting part of it. So all you're really doing is trying to analyze this stuff. So as Lord Buku comes up and is explaining where on your side this thing is just rashing, like, you know, like grabbing people, you guys are getting in that sort of like, you're not sure if it winds up actually harming you or whatever. You guys are kind of getting tossed around a little bit here and there. Elon, you are trying to analyze these things, but despite Tongart's efforts to try to like protect you, you're not taking like damaging shots, but you're definitely getting thrown kind of around the stuff, and maybe Tongart like runs over and half catches you and you guys collapse down. So you're not taking the damage that you would be, but you're definitely not getting a good analysis of this room or situation, and you're not doing much damage to this creature. Shishu, however, you are taking the fight to it. So, what did you roll?
Okay, I had a very interesting roll.
I love an interesting roll.
I did get 2 successes.
Great.
I got a pair of 8s.
Ooh, a pair of 8s. That's weapons. That's always good in combat.
And I got 4 5s.
4 5s, which is knowledge, secrecy, learning, pride. So, you have a choice, Shishu. You are doing 2 things kind of with the same action. Which one of those do you want to be offensive against this creature, and which do you want to be defensive, which is you sort of more like the offensive is you taking it to the heart of this thing, trying to stop it. Defensive is you blocking its strikes from attacking the rest of you.
I want to be the quadruple success, to be the defensive to protect my mates here.
Understood. So Shishu, despite this, like, Shishu is doing much better, basically, Lord Buku, as you're sort of saying, we're trying to stop that unspeakable horror. You all do notice as he says that, the thing, like, lashes out even more aggressively, but Shishu, almost like a baseball bat, just swings the maul and kind of knocks the tentacle from stabbing Buku in the face at that point, kind of giving him the time to sort of continue speaking. And then Shishu, you were of course kind of going up and trying to do some harm to this thing. XigXag, what have you rolled for yours?
I used 2 power to get an extra
Okay, great.
die.
So you were rolling
And
6.
Yes, and I
Perfect.
rolled 3 pairs, 1,
Oh.
3, and 8, and I would like to use 5 powers twice to reassign the ones to each. So I have 3 3s and 3 8s.
So you're going to, because you can do that. You can't spend power to make more than 1 dice the same thing, but you can spend it to make 2 other things. That's hilarious. All right, so with that case, you do manage to get
Use that power.
You manage to get a 3rd degree success to
Gemstone and weapon.
grab hold of the thing. Okay, so XigXag, you reach, so as all of this is happening and this thing is just like lurching and going, and XigXag, to you, given the nature of your adoptive parent, you're probably like, oh, this thing's like nice and familiar, tentacles, I like it. So while Lord Buku is making these claims, while Elon's just kind of getting thrown around like a rag doll, and like Shishu's like, taking some strikes at the main thing, but much more effective at hitting its tentacles, preventing you all from taking damage. Tongart largely doing the same. XigXag, you sort of rush forward, and you kind of like reach your hand under it, even though its jellyfish-like body is just expanding. And I will tell you, XigXag, it definitely hurts when you reach your hand in. Like, there's like, you're too close to it, you're getting stung and scraped by things. You'll be taking some sort of injury here, but nevertheless, your hand wraps around your hand wraps around the sword, and you manage to pull it free, which is awesome news. The less awesome news, so you basically you rolled what you needed to roll. You needed a third to get it, but at a third you're going to take some stuff because you didn't exceed it. However, as XigXag starts to run away, one of the tentacles wraps around XigXag, and now XigXag, despite your flying boots, your movement is not good enough here. You're not being, so basically now XigXag is caught in a tentacle and almost being dragged towards one of these mouths. Now Shishu, with her very impressive ability of the defensive, is basically like, it's almost like you're hitting like hitting the, what's the thing at the fair where you hit with the sledgehammer to make the bell go up?
Yeah.
What is that called?
You know that thing.
Yeah. What the heck's that thing?
Strength.
Yeah, the strength testing. Basically, Shishu, you're like hitting the base of that tentacle, and like a thing's going up, and XigXag keeps getting like knocked back from the mouth. So you're protecting XigXag. Tongar's protecting Elon. Lord Buku is trying to sort of say all this stuff. And as this sort of fight scene XigXag, you are basically, thanks to Shishu, you are prevented from being like eaten by this creature. I, at this time, am going to need,
a high striker is what.
A high striker, there you go. So, the good news is you guys have managed to eliminate a lot of the threat. I don't quite know how to do this. No, I'll just be super, whatever. Because Shishu got that 4th degree success at protecting everyone, the amount of damage any of you will take is pretty low. XigXag's the only person even guaranteed to take damage. So I actually need all of you to please roll a resist injury, which is under your vitality.
So, I just double check again. How does my dwarven plate factor into this? Do I get to re-roll once for free?
Yeah, re-roll once for free. Is that what we wrote? Okay. That sounds perfect. Is that what we said?
Just says you don't have to expend power to make rolls to avoid it. You can only make one re-roll of any given roll.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's to re-rolls. It's the first one's supposed to say re-rolls. Yes. So go for it. And you can keep some of those dice for free as part of that reroll, is what that means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
2nd degree to success.
2nd degree success. Great.
Yep.
3rd degree success.
3rd degree success. Excellent.
On weapon.
Elon?
2nd degree of success. Oh, never mind.
2nd?
Elon? 2nd in coinage.
2nd. Okay. Tongart?
4th degree of success.
4th. Okay, so Tongart.
Oh, nice.
As this all kind of goes through, and Shishu, you've been hitting it, you've been, smacking it a few times, but basically, for a few minutes, as XigXag has the sword and is like, and, being slung around by this kind of tentacle that's, invisible for a moment and then there, and you do feel like you're being shuffled through. The whole room just has that kind of warpy vibe of as this thing is going. Buku, you're continuing to plead while, ducking under tentacles, or while Shishu kind of shoves you to one side as the thing's going. And Elon, you are kind of just getting pummeled all over the place. But at the end of this, the Buku, I'm not sure which climactic word you say. Perhaps it's attempts to eat XigXag or whatever, but you sort of, as you're sort of saying, we do not attack us. We're I think you said, do not bite the ones who are trying to free you. We all want to stop the thing. As you're sort of saying that, the Shoggoth kind of, there's this sick sort of slurching as it all pauses and the tentacles hold off, and Shishu, perhaps you even, stay your own hand. But then you all do hear this voice in your minds, and something about this voice is actually very unsettling, because unlike what one might expect, there's this... The sound of it is basically... Very well. You have some strength and would provide me little nourishment. So you seek to pledge fealty to me.
Well,
I'll let him continue. But I just got
XigXag, you're still there. Also, there is some damage being taken. Tongart, you take no damage. Lord Buku. So the most damages is actually XigXag and Elon are both taking a bit more, which is you're both taking 7 damage each. So you have to spend 7 power to prevent that unless either of you have wards on you.
They do not.
They're the 2 who don't. That's a real shame. So you guys both
they would be the 2 least likely to put themselves in the way of danger.
And they did. I mean, well, XigXag sort of did, but basically they were the 2 who kind of were less. So you both take 7 points. This is just from like slashes, scratches being bounced around. Shishu and Lord Buku, you both take 3, but the thing of this is you can both spend 1 power to prevent that completely. And Shishu, I actually think
I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
Where are our hit points? Why
your
am I
hit
not-
points.
Yes.
Oh, it's your power.
Power is everything.
Your power. You spend your power to
Okay.
prevent taking that damage.
Okay, so I'll do that, I suppose.
Yes. So
is it a thing where if we can't prevent the damage, we just die?
you don't just die, but you take damage, and then you have penalties on all your rolls, and you need like actual
wait.
healing.
If I take 7 damage, that's 7 less power that I have.
In other words, though you've been bounced around, these injuries aren't really going to affect you because you used your draconic resilience and spent power to avoid it. That's kind of like abstractly how it works.
What if I don't do that?
If you don't do that, you will take 7 points of damage and you actually will die.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I have no HP?
There is no in this game, they're called conditions. And you can take 3 conditions. You should always spend your power rather than taking conditions. Unless it's the middle of a fight and you need your power for some specific huge thing. You should always spend your power rather than taking a condition.
Okay.
Let me see here.
I get it.
I do need to read one thing about Primal Fury. Actually, Shishu, yeah, so basically Shishu and Buku, you both have to spend 1 power, and you are totally without harm. And Shishu, it's unfortunate because Shishu's Primal Fury also means anytime you spend power, you reduce it by an additional 3. So, like, Shishu could have taken 6 and taken none for 1, but you do have to spend some power to prevent the 3.
Okay.
But, so Shishu, you're like totally fine. This thing is holding on. You hear this kind of voice that sounds eerily calm. And as Elon's just Tongar's like helping Elon up on one side as like these tentacles are kind of like slurching back into the body. And now you see these 2 wings beginning to form out of its back. And then 2 more wings and then even more wings as if it's like beginning this sort of almost like mutant hummingbird thing. And it's beginning to lift up. Kind of, but it is asking, so you wish to pledge fealty to me?
It's more the
Tomato,
other.
tomato.
Partnership.
Question, DM.
Yeah.
Is this thing stronger than our patron?
This thing is probably not quite stronger than your patron. Oh my god, whatever you're about to do. Oh my god. This thing is not stronger than an archfey, but it would be a hassle for an archfey if that makes sense.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
And it certainly doesn't have that much power to like grant others.
Right. Cool. Do we have any? Is there any chance that we could actually kill this thing, or is it like throwing a stone in an ocean type of chance, or is it like
you
maybe...
would need? I'll tell you that the success level that you need for this one to work is 4th, and there were a couple of 4th degrees, but that means it's just like you need 5th degree successes to fully beat it on things. If the group as a whole had an average of 4th degree, then you could take it out. The thing is, in this, with how much points you guys have to spend, like, this is also supposed to be a very strong one, so I don't feel like that's crazy. But you
Understood.
it is having but I'll say you kind of get that feeling having just like fought it and tried to stay alive for a moment, because it, you know, and you guys did a pretty good job. You didn't really take as much damage as you should, largely because defensive actions were being taken. That's also limiting how much damage it would be doing. If everyone had been fighting and you guys had rolled really bad, you'd be, I mean, you all would be taking 20 points of, you know, you have to spend 20 power to stay alive.
Of course. I will say, pledging fealty to you is not exactly what I was going with. I was thinking more of a, he looks around to get confirmation from everybody, sort of a mutual beneficial relationship, something where, you know, we help you perhaps deal with some things, and then in turn you'll help us.
One of you does not agree. I can feel the dissent among you.
Buku just stares daggers at Alon, like, the fuck?
However, you have freed me, and Githringog
and
is nothing but not merciful. I will only eat one of you.
Begins
to move zigzag towards its mouth again.
Hold on. We're kind of a group dynamic here. If you eat one, you'll have to eat all of us, and we already have Shug on our side. He can vouch for us.
I
should
do
ask
not
your,
know. This was one of my spawn. Has it grown?
Yes.
Yes, you should be very proud of yourself.
No.
He's a fantastic spawn, the direct reflection of you.
Where is my spawn?
If it were not for this, it is back in its hiding. We didn't want any harm to come to it, so we advised it to protect itself while we, went about and retrieved yourself. It we would not be here if it were not for it helping us to find you. At its bequest, it did say something about reward and some kind of appreciation. But I mean, that's, of course, all contracts are up for renegotiation, as they say. But I think maybe eating one of us is probably not part of that arrangement.
Bring my spawn to me.
That seems fair.
Of course.
Sure,
We have your assurance that you will not devour my compatriot. Yes.
My assurance is so far beyond your comprehension to be meaningless.
It'd still be
But
nice
our
to hear, though. It
comprehension
might
is
wash over us a little bit.
Bring my spawn to me. The tentacle sort of like tightens around ZigXag.
Wait.
Okay.
Does this sword give me any powers?
You would probably have to like meditate with it for a while. You'd have to kind of connect to it somehow.
Can I meditate while I'm hanging?
That seems challenging. ZigXag, make a.
It's like when you're wearing a weighted blanket, the tentacles. Like, it's actually kind of
Actually,
relaxing.
yes,
Yeah, I
it's
just
like,
have to
it's
change
they're like, ooh, yeah, just a little more.
Do it.
Yeah, there we go. A little more constricting, exactly.
Well, why don't I'll?
But-
It's
thank God, it's fine. I'll stay. Perhaps this great being would prefer me instead of my compatriot. We can continue our discussion about how this proceeds while the rest of my fellows get your spawn, if you'd like to say it.
A tentacle like wraps around like your neck, between your legs, around you. It's like just picks you up, kind of upside down, draws you in.
Well,
and says, "Yes. Continue."
Does it let me go?
No.
I thought it was a hostage exchange.
well, Buku, I appreciate.
Can I meditate though?
Feels like a little late.
You may make a. Sorry, go ahead. Finish, Tongard.
I said it feels like maybe it's a little late to sort of bring this up, and I appreciate the sort of selflessness you're sort of demonstrating here. But I believe you're the one that has the connection to the spawn.
It seemed to respond to everybody. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Just
It'll be
talk to
fine.
him.
All right then. I hope
You
for
have the gift of gab.
I hope that
Oh,
that's
friend that is holding me now. Can you release my compatriot, since that was sort of the arrangement I proposed? I'll let you take me, and I am the leader of this group, and so the more valuable the hostages. Let this my this pawn, this unnecessary grunt that does work for me. She's the fastest of our group, and we'll get your spawn back here quickest. That's why I proposed this whole arrangement.
Tongart?
Yeah.
Would you like to make an evade roll for me?
okay. Which is
It's under
good God.
coordination.
Should I bother? Can I succeed? It's 2. I have 2 die.
Oh, well, you might not want. You don't need to roll if you're not spending some power. I'll phrase it like that. To like add dice.
Oh,
You don't need to add power. I mean, you may not. Basically, a tentacle was just created to grab you as well. So, it is wrapping around, and now.
no pairs, and I'm not spending anymore. So.
Sure. So there's a definite sense of
Hey, Pateras, I think maybe you should all just sort of mosey on out of this room while the getting's good.
I mean, leave our.
Buteros, get Shug. Please, now.
Why isn't the thing trying to eat him?
thing trying to eat who?
Elan? Elan, the one who.
XigXag, that's actually a great question you could ask if you wanted to. But for now, you're trying to do your meditation. Roll just a flat will. So just the number at the top for will. To see how well you can meditate.
Will. What is my will? Will. Oh, 3.
It's green, I think, for you. So Elon and Shishu, are you two going to leave as instructed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
Oh, 2 8s.
2 8s. So XigXag, you begin. You're just kind of like through like sheer like mental force. You're like, reveal your secrets, and you are beginning the process of doing this despite the circumstances. It will take a little time, but you are in the process. So while Buku and Tongart and XigXag are hanging around, yes, Elon.
Do I have any sense that like, if I just start breathing fire on this piece of crap, do I have any sense that like that would make a difference?
I think you should do a you don't really have specific. I mean, you're a spellcaster. You understand things. In this case, Elon. Oh fuck.
Buku felt so dismayed when he realized the only two not being hassled were the Buteros, and just realizing that's where all his fate was gonna be at this moment.
Give me an analyze roll, and may God have mercy on your souls.
Helen, we should just go get Shug.
Yeah.
He has 2 die. He has 2 horde dice.
I don't know that in this form we're like resistant or immune to fire.
Oh.
Oh dear, Elon.
No.
Okay, so Elon, I'll say that you simply don't know. Your sister, with her strikes and things, your sister prevented it from killing you guys, but she didn't seem to hurt it, like, at all.
Okay. Here's what I would like to do.
Oh boy.
Where the sword? Where is the sword?
The sword is in
I have it.
XigXag's hands.
That's
And
And
XigXag's like,
XigXag is not letting the sword go.
XigXag's
so
like,
don't
Okay,
let
then
him
close
never
your
do
mind.
eyes and like, yeah.
So my big idea is to turn around and walk out.
Understood. So Elon and Shishu, you guys,
Yeah, I follow it. That's my brother.
you guys walk out of the chamber.
And I say that out loud. That's my brother.
As you two pass towards the entry to this room, going to that sort of sloping, that sort of strange sloping ramp that had like kind of air hockey table covered you up. Oh, also, this whole fight took place with you guys like walking on air because that's how this place works. As you guys pass, what are your listens. What are your listen dice under vitality, the pink column?
6.
6? Ellen, I think you're 6 as well. I have your
6.
sheet up. Okay, cool. So you both hear, as you pass, this ghostly whistling wind. And you sort of glance over and you see like an eerie, ephemeral, ethereal shimmer over those bones that you found on the ground. Those sort of hollow, pure air bones. And the whisper that you both hear is just... Oh God, I don't know how to talk like wind. It's like... It's...
You fucked up.
Do not trust the things from beyond. If you didn't hear that because of Zoom, that was do not trust the things from beyond. But you both hear this like eerie feeling of that as you pass. Tongart?
You
I
guys
was
could
just gonna.
try
I
to
was
reanimate
gonna
it.
say that. Well, if I want to think about that for a second, I often understand that
I don't know what
when
play
someone asks for someone themselves for fealty, I really believe that they're asking you for feel me. So, do you want to just let us know what sort of things you're after? Just where you come from. Maybe we can understand. Maybe we can just sort of help you.
The creature says in response to this, "Your maddening gibbering cannot affect me, but is impressive for one of your three-dimensional nature. These words may confound other mortal beings around you and drive them to madness, but they will have no effect on me."
Oh, there's no effect here, man. I'm just sort of trying to wrap.
You're kind of, as you're wrapped, like the tendrils wrapped around you, and you guys are
not that kind of wrap.
Yeah. Everyone's a little
Can
upside
I do
down.
a read person?
Yes, I probably should change it from read person to just read being, but yes, you can make a read being on this thing.
I would also like to do that.
You guys can.
That's a secondary success with weapon.
Understood. We'll say in this case, yeah, with like the weapon, with the sort of thing, your perspective is simply that it is you feel that getting it to not kill you all was a huge victory on your part. Like the fact that it hasn't killed you, you're like, okay, so I really did good. We maybe should have fed it XigXag and gotten out of here when we could.
Remind me how the
Reasonable
dragon
argument.
dice works again. I can't change it to something I already have a pair of, right?
No, you can. You can't change it. You just can't. If you ever have 2 dragon dice for some reason, you can't change them
make those
both
a
to the
pair.
same number. You can absolutely change it to something you have a pair of. That is its primary purpose. And as you saw from that fight sequence, which I hope was also instructive in a different way, we've had an easy one, now you've had a hard one. You see how a lot of times you're needing to make 2 rolls, and so that's why having multiple ways to change dice in different ways can be really beneficial. So yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 7s, 2 4s, or sorry, 2 7s, 2 2s, and 3 4s.
Which one would you like to use?
We're gonna go with the 3 4s.
The 3 4s.
Miracle is under talisman, and that feels like
Absolutely. Your understanding of this creature is not entirely dissimilar from Lord Buku's. You definitely have a sense of that it is you're kind of the first thing you both experience. XigXag's focus on the sword, but the first thing you both experience is, okay, it is actually shocking we're not dead. We should be dead. But there's a feeling of like, or we should be in bad shape. But the next thing you're beginning to think is, this is a being that is extremely alien and foreign to us. Its nature, its connection to this realm is different. It has been trapped here. You don't think you can trust it for deals and such as that, because it probably doesn't share your sense of reciprocity. It considers itself operating in multiple more dimensions than you have, so and also just it doesn't have to. It doesn't even share. You wouldn't consider this thing evil. It is not on that binary of evil and good. This is a different thing.
One question of clarification.
Yeah.
When I sort of discerned everything about the murals, I'm trying to remember, was the battle between Isadora and this thing, or Isadora and Paul?
Paul was never in the picture.
Okay, so it was with this thing.
No.
Okay.
Shug, and I'm so sorry we explained this. The battle, Philip likes to make really complicated things with long backstories, and he shouldn't.
No.
The battle depicted, and actually I think both Eldo and then Shug explained this to you. This was built to honor someone who was killed, who had that sword. This was built to be an air thing, and various air beings who were trapped here were put in charge of it. At some point, things from the far realms came. Eldo was actually wrong. He thought this place was defended by air things. You guys discovered in the pit of Ashtar it was not. It was instead defended by this far realms, kind of eldritch beings. So the eldritch beings, they've come in after. And Shug did tell you that Gthrinkog, which is the Shuggoth who was here, was part of the Horde working for the Unspeakable Horror, aka Paul. Basically, Charlie came in here with some other people helping Paul, and then Charlie turned against Paul and was locked away for his insubordination.
No, it's a civil war type.
You have let Charlie out, and now so Charlie is both trapped here, but is also angry at the one who had tried to turn against and was trapped in the small. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
And no, that's fine. And I know because that was 2, if not 4 weeks ago when we last.
The powers that be.
Yes.
Here.
So yes, the mural depicts 0 about things from the far realms or beyond.
Okay.
Cool. Elon and Shishu. It takes a little doing for you guys to slide down the it seems to be more of a one-way trip up here, but you guys are able to tilt. It's like riding a Segway. You guys are able to tilt forward, and you can head down, and you can emerge into the chamber with the many columns where you fought the spiders of Leng. Pieces of which you can... Oh, no, wait. No pieces left over. This room is now spotless because of all the fire and powderification of Shishu's Maul and the fact that there's air flow constantly. So you guys walk into this chamber. It is spotless. No ash, no burn marks, anything.
Sheesh, what are we gonna do?
There are options.
You're not there. You're tied up by a tentacle.
The player was.
Oh, sorry, player say that. Apologies. Yes.
I feel like Shug and Charlie are mad at each other. Do you get that vibe? Maybe we can make a...
Wait, aren't they on the same... But they're on the same team. Sheesh.
Wait, who's mad at each other?
It's Paul.
Oh,
and Charlie.
Paul. That's what I meant to say. Are we getting Sugar Paul? This is Shishu as well.
They asked for Shug, but I kind of feel like we should go find Paul. I mean,
that would be disruptive.
That's an option.
I mean, I just don't want. I feel like we're just we're constantly in debt. We're always it's just one thing after another. But
I know, but you have to spend a lot to make a lot.
That's really true.
And then you just break even.
We learned that from our dad.
Yeah.
Elon.
Okay, yeah, let's, I guess.
Elon,
yes.
you hear a voice in your head. It's very quiet.
There we go. Yes, I'm focusing intently on this voice.
It doesn't seem like Paul, but it's a voice you have heard before. And it simply says,
Another voice.
Your sister is safe. Leave them. You wanted to keep your sister safe. The 2 of you are safe now. There's little treasure here. Leave them.
This is the same voice that told me I was special.
Yeah. All Buku does is track you down.
I mean, ain't that the truth?
Buku is like bots and must be purged.
Okay. This voice does not sound like Paul, the thing that asked
This
me to free
voice,
them.
honestly, it's like you hear a voice, but it's less that you're hearing a voice and it's more that a thought is popping into your head. It's more that it's not compelling you in any way. It's not violating your anti-charm policies. It's more like that you were just being given
it's not
you know what it is?
It's just facts.
Elon,
It's
here's the
facts.
thing. Elon is someone who, like, there are people out there who are so brainwashed by society that certain ideas are scary to them. Like, they can't go against the grade. But you are willing to hear other viewpoints.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe you can
No, I
open
have
your
to do-
mind
yeah.
a little bit. Like you could
Okay, that
you could like
makes me
take
a little bit
like maybe you took a certain pill, you know, and that pill opened your mind to certain
God.
possibilities. That's all it means.
I don't like this character anymore.
And again, and I really
I don't
do
like
need
this character anymore.
I don't want to be Elon anymore. It was funny a year ago. It's not now.
It's not funny
Not after
anymore.
Twitter. I will also just mention that this is in no way a compulsion. I want to be very clear about that.
But it is. Like, so, do I
love
have
this character.
any sense?
You have no
I'm having
sense
a real, like,
whatsoever.
This is
Player
such great alpha male
character.
energy right now.
I know.
I'm a
Sigma,
leader, free
Sigma.
thinker. What should I do? Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I, as a character,
Yeah.
have any sense that this voice might be the dreadlord of this
An excellent question.
place?
You haven't, in your previous kind of like trying to think about what this was, I don't think you got that impression, but I will let you. This is definitely a vibe and not a read person because I shouldn't have even phrased it as a voice. Not that it's the same number for you, so it's academic.
No, I get it. I get it.
But
I get it.
It isn't even like, I shouldn't have said voice, even though it is a voice, and yes, it is someone. But it more just feels like oh right, I'm special. Oh wait. Like I found you. It's more that like previously you found yourself asking yourself, what would I do for power? Anything but hurt my sister. And this thing saying like you have this thought in your head like, my sister's safe. Buku sucks. The other two are fine, but I mean, we should just go. So anyway, Elon, and certainly the idea of going to Paul, not Shug. Yes, that might make the most sense to you in the world and would be so funny to me. But yes, at this time,
A pair of trinkets.
a pair of trinkets. You do not feel. You're not even sure that this is an entity putting thoughts into your mind. But if there's a slight chance that you're like,
Because-
is it? Nothing about this sounds like a pharaoh dragon.
I think we should just go.
This is not a pharaoh dragon putting thoughts in your mind.
I think we should just go. It's just you and me.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know.
Wait. And like leave everybody?
I mean, that thing feels like it's pretty horrible.
We are so dying today.
But we can go. Let's just go get the other three and then we should go.
But I don't think that thing's gonna let him go. I think that we gotta like kind of cut our losses.
By letting them die?
We don't know if they're gonna die. I mean, it might just be like a fate worse than death. But I think
looking forward to that.
We don't know. We don't know if it's gonna be like that good, you know?
I'm gonna. I feel like you're hangry right now. You need
I'm
to
just
eat.
feeling a little bit. I'm just feeling a little bummed. I feel like there's really not much we can do. I'm feeling this weird. Like,
Oh my god, he's cutting out right now.
I know. I hate that you're cutting out right now, and that face that you're frozen on is amazing.
oh no, hold on.
There you are.
Oh no, wait, hold on.
I should have screen captured that.
I know.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's recorded. We come back
Yes.
later.
I'm feeling this weird feeling in my chest. I don't really know what it's like. You know when people like, when some dragons like close their eyes and things stream down their face. I'm kind of feeling like that.
Like when the water comes out of your eyes?
Yeah.
Is this because you're bipedal right this moment? Because you're acting really kind of gross.
I feel really bipedal right now.
I'm gonna just go back in and I'm just gonna go get them. And you can stay here because obviously you're
But
really
they're not gonna
hot
get
right now.
that thing's not gonna let them go, right? We're supposed to bring back whatever the horror. There's so
I
many
have an
horrible
idea.
things.
I have an
I'm
idea.
tired. Sheesh, I'm just tired. Tired of all this. There's sand in all of my scales.
Yeah. From the air hockey air.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get like little pieces of grit and it just never comes out.
I know. I know, I'm so sorry. Listen, you've been dealing with a lot. We need you to stay focused on your gifts. But I can't let down anybody in my audience, and those 3 in there are included in my audience. They're huge fans of mine. And I can't let down even a single fan. I mean, look at Buku. He loves me.
No, right? You really have him around your little finger.
I do. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to get them and it's going to be fine.
Yeah, but aren't we supposed to get this other horrible, like, eldritch being?
Oh, we could get it. I mean, what if we did get it and then we just came back and then we were like, okay, bye. Here you go. Here's your spawn.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I know that wind voice was like, don't trust things from the other side. And believe you me, I don't.
I don't trust it either. I'm tired of this. I feel like we have so many. There's just like so much to do. I've never told anyone this, but like sometimes I have a hard time focusing.
You know what? I feel like when we get out of the domain of dread, we're gonna make sure that you get analyzed. We're gonna make sure.
I mean, we need to find someone discreet.
Yeah.
I just have to say, sheesh, like I don't know what I would do without you.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
I don't know what I would do.
I mean,
I
I
would
thought
probably
about
be
what I would
amazing,
do without you,
but-
and I've come
but,
up with
like-
a plan.
But probably not quite as amazing.
What's that?
I said I'd probably be amazing, but maybe just not quite as amazing.
Yeah. I mean, not quite.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll never find out.
All right, let's go find that thing.
Let's go find that thing. Do you feel better now? Do you feel better?
No, but
Okay, great. Let's go find that thing.
Alright, so as you guys glide across that room back to the first passage you sort of had climbed up to get to here and all that, Tongart and Buku and XigXag, we're going to cut back to you guys.
Oh, I have a
Yeah.
question for you, as a player to Dragon Master.
Okay.
So previously I had a magic item that was a rune shard that had a lot of very specific things to a previous system.
Yeah.
And now the description says, this item does something different than previously described.
Yeah, it does.
Could that something different be kill an eldritch being? Is that something that it could do?
It probably couldn't kill an eldritch being, but, and this is probably a thing because that one is loaned in other places, like it might be of interest. It might be, it definitely has some sort of like gianty magic to it, you know?
Yeah.
Which is connected to Isora.
Oh,
So,
please.
you know,
Right.
so there's, it's not,
It's okay. I don't need
what
it.
is it? What did it used to do?
It was all like ice based. So I could freeze things. I could make sleep storm happen. I could basically put like an ice shield around.
Oh,
someone.
I would allow you to use it. Yeah, you could do some kind of icy sort of blast for sure with it.
Okay.
I see better in the
Yeah.
future.
Some kind of, you know, like a pretty considerable, like, you know, once a day iced thing
Sure.
could happen.
Sure.
That's fine.
All right then. Okay, then we don't have to worry about it.
Understood.
This is more.
But as you guys are all just sort of hanging there, XigXag, you're focused. You've spent some time, but not quite enough to have a full connection to the sword. But you are beginning to understand that this is a sword that can summon like wind and can kind of, you know, you already have like a hurricane. You can like breathe pretty deep into a hurricane breath, but you wonder if wielding this sword with your breath like that, like, could allow, like, it's like you can breathe your hurricane breath and then you could use this to like change the direction of your hurricane breath, or, you know, use it. And actually for you specifically, you wonder if you could even like make
Tornado?
perhaps a tornado, but even like right now when you do a breath arrow, you just shoot out a gout of, you know, flame and it travels and smacks into someone like in a thing. You wonder if you could use this to like blow just like literally an arrow of air, but then you could like you know, tracking missile it at people like around corners,
Oh, yeah.
or like
Heat-seeking missile?
heat-seeking missile with you. It's like if you do it and then catch it with the sword, and then you're like, you know, kind of some shenanigans like that. So yeah, but you think that this sword, it can probably create some wind on its own, but it seems to be able to like summon the wind, change the course of the wind, which actually might have very interesting synergy with your own abilities and you know, all of your abilities. You're not sure if you could breathe fire and then bend the flame, but yeah, you might be able to. Lord Buku.
Okay.
I would like to spend whatever time is available trying to change tact a little bit, maybe, and
Okay.
just since clearly this thing is like not cool, just trying to convince it that by letting us go, we can help it achieve its aims and defeat the unspeakable evil, assuming that's what it still wants to do.
Yes. Go ahead and make a
I'm putting in every bit of royal and
Understood.
lordly think I can on this thing. Do I get something for straights?
I really need to figure out what straights need to be. Oh,
It's fine,
actually, okay. You know what a straight can be? No, but the problem with it is it becomes harder to do it when there's more dice, or maybe that's okay. Are literally all your dice are a straight?
No, there's a gap in there.
Oh, there's a gap. Okay, never mind. No. The thing I was thinking about for straights, let me know if this sounds interesting to people. I was thinking if you roll an actual straight, or maybe if it's like 3 in a row or something, you get one, it's 1 point cheaper to re-roll all your dice. Just like a little benefit to it, you know, like a little everything.
That sounds
Um,
interesting, yeah.
But I'll think about that. Point is, Lord Buku, you're trying to change tax. You're trying to sort of charm this thing, and the strategy you're saying makes sense, but it is falling on deaf whatever protoplasmic ears it is summoned, and you get the impression from its like just total lack of engagement that it's waiting to see if you can even do the first thing you said you can do, which is Brigit, its spawn.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
My first question here is about how long did it take for XigXag to come to that understanding about this?
I will say that you get 5 power back, and the rest of you were kind of, we're getting to the point where you'll all get 1 power back because it's been an hour, but Tongart gets his back way faster because of shenanigans.
Yeah.
But then I would attempt something here.
Oh, okay.
With Buku clearly not getting a response, I basically just
He's giving you the big eyes of like, I don't have anything.
I'm trying. Just
but...
upside down turning. Also, you guys are all getting. Actually, you know what? It will be
My propositions are getting more outlandish. And...
Tongart, XigXag, and Buku. This will be a relatively easy thing. But I need you all to just go ahead and give me an endurance roll.
Sure.
I think you all have pretty high in endurance, but just give me an endurance roll.
Double trophy, double artwork.
Double trophy, double artwork. Okay, you're fine. If here's how this works. If you have any second degree success, you're fine. Or if you even have a single, I think we'll call it a single 7, you'll be fine as well.
I have a double 4.
Double
talisman.
4. Tongart.
2 8s, 2 1s.
Lesser beings, like normal bipeds, would probably have been throwing up by now, since you guys are like being held in tentacles that are like spinning
dragons.
on. Occasionally, you guys do think you're spinning along a 4th axis, and you're like, "Oh, this is 4-dimensional." Okay. There's like some like shenanigans. But yes, Tongart, you're going to try something.
Well, you think not that our friends aren't going to come through for us. They always do. We always come through on what we say we're going to do. I just think we might have some time to pass here. So, I was sort of curious about you. Like, we sort of have all these murals around us that depict the story of how this place came to be. But you're not mentioned there at all. I'm just curious how you wound up in that box. Friend?
Time has no meaning where I'm from. It does not pass. I was placed there by one I chose to serve no longer.
Well, that's
it.
It's a wrapped story there, my friend.
You wished for more information. Why is the other so silent among you? You two cannot stop speaking, but this one. You see XigXag, like, whose eyes are probably closed as she's like, whatever. It's like a giant, like, cluster of gross eyeballs just, like, emerge from, like, the protoplasm and begin, like, inspecting XigXag from different directions.
Oh, we all just have different, what do you call it? Proclivities? Yes. The XigXag prefers to not talk, and we prefer to
XigXag's the most cerebral of the group, you know?
I prefer the quiet ones.
Like to eat? Because,
XigXag's like, you've broken XigXag out of her meditation. What? Shut up!
I'm just trying to learn your interests, man. Friend, I'm just trying to learn more about you. That's all. I like to understand anyone I've gone in any kind of agreement. Even if it's as basic as bring my spawn to me. I want to see you reunited. I love a father-son reunion, or
my spawn
mother
is
son,
not my
mother
child. My spawn is that which is me, serves me, and seeks to supplant me. If it is grown sufficiently.
It's like a complicated relationship there.
Our relationships cannot be conceived of by your mortal minds.
If could it be that Charlie is Paul's spawn, and that's why this whole thing is going on?
Do you say that aloud, XigXag?
No.
Well, not to
XigXag's
counter, not to
Sword.
counter your magnanimity
Magnanimous.
here, this sort of bigger and incomprehensible thing you got going on, but that just sort of sounds like a standard king prince kind of thing here. We kind of have a lot of that amongst the dragons.
Believe me, in my family, the relationships are quite complicated. That I would not presume that even one as great as you would be able to understand. Quite frankly, they are difficult for even my people.
My species was ancient before your people were created, and will remain long after this entire plane is ground to dust.
Yes, family disputes do go back generations, don't they?
You seem intransigently foolish.
Well, now you know something about us. So what about you? Favorite food, favorite song? Just kind of standing a little insight into that sort of wonderful little layers of onion that is you, Githrinka.
My favorite song is the screaming birth of the cosmos. I heard it. For I was outside the cosmos when it began.
It's a banger.
I don't know that one. Could you give me
Yeah,
like
that
a verse?
song slaps.
Do you wish for me to make the sound from the beginning of the cosmos?
No, you don't. I don't
Perhaps
think you do.
not.
No.
That must be very
Oh,
lonely.
and in this
Only having heard it
extremely
once.
eerie way, guys, as this happens, this like slurching globule of protoplasm comes out like on a tendril, and it begins to form into a dragon-like mouth. The mouth opens slightly, this tongue lolls out of it. Lord Buku, can you actually make I don't have like a resist fear. That's too bad. Just make a will roll, Lord Buku.
I'd prefer not to.
It's like
That's,
coercion.
Oh, that's right. You're terrible. Well, coercion is when it's like tricking you. I guess we often did coercion for it. No, you're terrified of this. Just do a will roll. I see what your stats are. Remember tongues? Remember the usher tongue?
Yeah.
Just do one. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, just do one.
Yeah, no. The 5 and a 7. No, it's
Great. As the tongue comes out, Lord Buku like wails, almost like involuntarily, and the voice in your head says, "I haven't even started the sound. Are you sure you want to hear?"
Oh,
I do not.
it's just got a little bit of like misophonia, you know. It's more like the tongue sounds, but I'm sure the sound of creation, that's got to be a great sound, right?
So you
Good.
wish to hear it?
Vanguard?
I like XigXag, like one eye open. Tongard.
Stuff? No.
Buku's just saying very silently but audibly, no.
Well, maybe. Okay, well maybe let's hold on that for a second. What about favorite food?
Vanguard?
Food is something that is only required when in a place like this. And as
I think you're
such,
missing out because like taste is one like the best things around, man.
I have never created protoplasmic taste buds. It is irrelevant to the purpose.
What is the purpose?
The conversion of useless life into something worthwhile. Me.
Ah, friend.
I'm gonna cut over to Elon and Sheesh. Oh, actually, Sheesh is not back. Okay.
I got one last sentence.
Sure,
I got one
go
last
ahead.
sentence.
Do more of this horrible
Oh.
nonsense.
Well, thank you, friend. Now I'm starting to learn something about you. See, you're a person about the destination, not about the journey, and I really feel like we can kind of a little light on sort of the joys of the journey of sort of understanding how you get from point A to point B, rather than just being concerned about the end of life and the consuming. You know, I mean, you should at least enjoy the life you're consuming, right? You should at least taste that life.
Taste. To Lord Buku's absolute horror, these little pustules begin to appear on all the tentacles which hold you, and tongues.
Oh.
Just tongues everywhere.
No. Buka's just like trying to.
Yeah.
He's struggling now.
Struggling much harder. Well,
trying to get out.
We'll cut away from this to Elon and Shishu. You have made it back out of the chamber. You've made it down the passage to that little hole in the wall with an elder sign.
It's just, it has an eldritch illustration, like eldritch being lives here.
Yeah, like arrows, like
the apothecary has the mortar and pestle and the
to
thing.
melt brain, enter here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A little a little icon. It's like a brain exploding and some tentacles.
This looks like us.
I'm gonna try to. I have a helm of comprehension.
You do, yes.
Is that just heard things?
I think that's just. I think it allows you to cast it at will, so you can even like read things if you touch it, as if it's the spell, which is a D&D spell anyway. But yeah, basically, it allows you to. I'm just gonna say it allows you to get other languages. You can't. They don't always understand you, but you understand it. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I like your hat.
I'm gonna see if I can do something about this. You know, try to summon Chug.
Great.
It's
Wait, Sugar Paul. I'm so confused.
Shug.
As you guys have come here, it begins to push its way out, and you hear in that. I also don't remember. I think it talked in a creepier voice, right? Shug did. Shug was a little creepier in voice.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I mean, I guess Githrinkog is creepy in its own way, but
Yeah.
the Shug spawn will sort of.
It's like a little more animal-like.
Yeah, the Shug spawn will reach out, kind of both to you telepathically, and say, "Have you freed my master?"
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Did he consume
He wants
the
to see
others?
Not yet.
No, yeah, he's waiting. He wanted us to bring you to him, so if you could come with us, we don't want him to consume the others. We want the others to come with us, and then you go with him.
It slurches out these guys, and you actually sort of see that this thing is protoplasm, but it seems to like have to hold its own shape a little more, so it's kind of a more solid goop of tentacles and mouths and things. But it begins like just sort of slurching in the direction that you go. And if you guys walk back up the passage, Shug doesn't ask any more questions. But when you reach the next chamber, it says, I never had a chance to warn you about the spiders of Leng. Perhaps they have been cleared out by the unspeakable horror.
Oh no, we took care of those.
Oh, impressive. It begins to like float and kind of like almost gets like caught on an updraft here or there as it kind of floats over the Araki floor. But you guys carry on. And right around the time that the tongues have come out, you guys do hear some beings coming up the passage. And soon you see Elon and Shishu, and between them the small Shuggoth spawn. Of Shug, as you call him. Or it, really. It sort of like flattens out in some sort of very submissive kind of way. Githrinkog says, "What? Not big enough yet. You are not big enough yet, Spawn. Forgive me. Forgive me. Not enough time. Not enough to consume.
I thought time didn't exist.
I think exactly.
Gthrinkog will say, it exists here. On this accursed material plane. Time exists and hunger exists. And space has meaning.
Right. Yep.
Tongart, Lord Buku, and XigXag all fall to the ground. The tentacles releasing them.
I was like, hey, I gotta take Shishu and start walking.
You're...
I'm
Buku with as much-
sidling at the door as smoothly and stealthily and quickly as I can.
As much pride as he can with shaking legs and sweating brow. Lucas just holds himself out pride and said, as I said, we are people of our word and have returned your spawn to you.
Know this, that when the last star dies, whatever remains of your soul will be consumed by that which I become.
I mean,
A
whenever
future date we look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, like a star is not gonna die anytime soon, so we'll see you later.
Well, I just hope you enjoy the taste now.
I'm
Elon's
grabbing
like
Okay.
pulling Shishu just out
And
of
then
the room.
and then I'm gonna look at Buko's like, why don't you
Stomping
say
out.
like we make like Schreiber and Liev?
An excellent idea, Master Tango. Master Lissa.
So Elon and Shishu are out quick. Tongart and Lord Buku are going quick. XigXag, you're like, you're connecting to this sword. Are you also just rushing off with them?
Oh yeah, I'm going as quick as I can.
Understood. So you guys don't. Nobody looks back.
XigXag's probably not
I'm-
even there anymore.
I think it's a touch and reunion, so I am gonna look back right before I leave the room.
Tongart, you look back,
Fool. You
Look
fool.
back.
and there's
I would
a-
have turned into a pillar of salt, man.
Learn from Orpheus.
There's
Oh, God.
there's a vibe in the chamber. Nothing is being put into your brains any longer. The spawn is sort of like communing with Gthrinkog, and the spawn sort of moves sort of suddenly sharply away from Gthrinkog, as if understanding something, and then the Shuggoth wraps its tendrils around, and just sort of like the spawn is just into the tendril, sort of resorbed,
Aww.
as
Oh,
if
sure.
Gthrinkog is getting what he can, but as if neither of them are happy about the timing of that.
All right. Well,
Guys,
Hey.
could we please just get out of here? Like,
I think we
totally
got what we came for, no?
Yeah,
Um,
We got,
go.
we got the sword. We got the
Hey,
sword.
XigXag, how's that sword? Does it feel amazing?
It feels amazing. I feel like I need to spend more time
So-
with it, but it's pretty cool. Can we get out of here, please?
You guys
I
by
don't
this
wanna be
time
bored.
have made it into the immaculate spider killing chamber. There are the two passages on either side. I believe it was to the right, although coming this direction is to the left, but that's where Elon felt the pull of Paul.
Yep. I'm gonna
Um,
start walking.
Why
that way.
don't we just leave Paul alone and go
Elon, you go to the
towards
right.
the exit?
Are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards Paul. Yeah.
So Elon
Whoa,
begins to
whoa.
go down the other passage.
Hey, Ellen, you
well,
should come with us.
Yes, I think now is a good time to leave, no?
Well, I feel like we have some unfinished business, right?
Only you. That
No?
Paul is only talking to you. I don't think we need to be
No,
anywhere.
everyone. This is other people talk.
Ellen,
Tugger,
we
you
can
talked to
come back
Paul-
another time and touch base with Paul.
I feel like we've just
Or not.
unleashed a horror into our universe. I mean, if you're cool with that, that's fine. But
I mean,
Well,
not
first off,
our
it's
universe.
not our universe. Thank you. Shishu. So on, just like connected. Weird how that happens.
You're
yes,
learning my
not our
communication
universe.
style.
It's very enlightening.
Now, oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. That's fine.
So I'm gonna make what might sound like a radical declaration here, but I think I might agree with Elan. Now, if that being is free,
That's great.
to-
Let's go. And then he just starts walking.
hold on, Elan. I need the
5
rest
steps
of,
already. 5 steps.
Wait, we need the rest of the group to agree to come first. I can't just go down there, just the two of us. Just.
Juan, what are you trying to accomplish? What do you need?
Well,
What do you need from Paul that you can't get from all of us?
I'm more that these two beings sort of seem to keep each other in check.
Yep.
And if we release one without the other, I just don't want
Okay, that's fair.
Charles
That's fair.
to come after us outside of this area.
What I just
Counterpoint. Counterpoint. Charlie nearly ate us, and we had Shug to bring it. We don't have a Shug to bring to Paul, and
No, but
Paul
we
is
have a-
stronger than Charlie.
No, but we know where Charlie is, right? So we just.
You think that Paul doesn't know where Charlie is? Charlie
Well-
hid from Paul.
No,
Pretty
no,
sure they're
Charlie.
gonna find each other.
Yes, I agree with Buku, as radical as it might seem.
XigXag.
I'm
As this,
Yes.
as Buku says whatever he just says, so please say that in a moment. XigXag, your nostrils flare as you smell about 400 new aberrations suddenly in your
Oh,
sort
boy.
of range of scent, unblocked
Guys.
by any unblocked by basically no cover blocking it. You basically smell it. Go ahead and actually make a smell roll as you smell it, but you with your dice you smell that automatically, and so for these rolls you get to roll 7 total d8s, and then you can change 1 to something of your choice after you roll it. Lord Buku, please
God.
continue that thought you were saying.
Yeah, please.
Oh yes, I
That's what's pressing.
they're already kind of countering each other. Charlie hid from Paul because Paul was so strong. Charlie nearly devoured us with very little that we could do. Shishu raging and doing her big time dragon thing, which by the way, amazing, very good. I would buy whatever you're selling if you do that. But just saying that was going to, it didn't even harm that thing, right? I am skeptical that we would have gotten out unscathed without losing at least 1 or 2 of us. And this thing's supposed to be stronger. It seems to me that having Horde is only valuable if we are alive to use it.
XigXag,
If we're not alive to use it.
Interject here if you. What did you roll?
Okay. Yes. I mean, yes, I rolled
Just 1 second. I have another point to
3
make.
sixes, shush, and 2 ones, and I'm changing my dragon dice to 6, so it's 4 6s.
4 6s. Yeah,
Trinket.
XigXag. You smell hundreds of things that are like the size of dogs, basically. Up the path you just came.
Okay, I shot. Guys, there are these things everywhere. We need to get the hell out of here. Extra fast. Run. There are aberrations everywhere. Hundreds.
Sounds
And
like
I'll
Charlie
don't
decided
even
to
care. I
spawn.
start running towards
know
the
what?
exit. Or
You know
or
what?
whatever.
I agree. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna think back to like that thought I had before
You have
about
good
like
smell too, right?
there probably
Don't you?
isn't anything in here anyway, and what?
I'm already
All right.
running. I'm halfway
Let's
to the
go.
exit.
I'll go.
All right.
Everybody,
Oh.
please make a move roll for me. XigXag, yours is less hard because you were flying.
Oh God.
Move is under physical.
Oh,
I
but
don't
but
like
is it because
this.
I'm flying? Oh, let's.
No, it's just you're
Oh, that-
you have it. It's not as hard for you.
Nope. 6, 7, and an 8.
You can re-roll it for free if you want. I'll
Oh,
have
and
that
then-
for right now. I don't know if
Did
that'll
I
be forever.
regain 1 power?
Not you guys will. It's not quite been a full hour in game, but you're
Okay.
about to regain a power.
A pair of
1,
twos,
4, and
pair
an
of
8.
eights.
Pair of threes.
Pair of threes.
I don't have a pair.
Shishu, did you have a
Can I-
pair?
A pair of twos and a pair of eights.
Oh wow, Shishu. Oh okay. In that case, okay. Tongart.
I also have a pair of 6s and a pair of 8s.
Okay, great. So XigXag and Buku did not get a pair.
But I will use whatever need to.
You don't even need
Get
to
a
use
pair.
because other people got multiple successes.
Oh,
They
okay.
can start hurrying you guys out because at this point, with your sharp ears, you can all hear strange, like slurching noises. And so the Buku and Tongan are kind of like getting a little like slowed up as the others go. Elon, you accept hearing XigXag's warning and kind of your thoughts on your own importance. Yes, you're like, all right, fine. We could just you begin. So you rush out of the to leave the tomb. Basically, is that correct?
Yes.
So as
I-
you guys
I have
rush
another
leave
point
the
to
tomb,
make.
Buku is being shuttled along by Tongart, XigXag, Shishu's kind of helping you, and you guys do all get out of this room and you are running down. Behind you, you hear a maddening sound that would probably also charm you into some kind of whatever. Right now it's just eerie, but since you're all moving away swiftly enough, you do manage to exit that passage. You're now walking under the sort of rolling stuff that keeps the doors closed, and after a few moments you are back. You can all gain 1 power at this point. Tongar, you can have 5
Is
more
there
power.
any way for us to like as we're going, shut the door, like do a little tooty toot to blow? Shut the doors behind us.
The door that you're running through, that one was very complicated and had like a lot of spinning stuff.
Yeah.
But there was another one further up. Yeah, go ahead and do a. Oof.
But didn't here just one
Yeah. Yeah.
quick question. The complicated door, wasn't it complicated to open and it kept closing? Was it easier to close than to open?
Well, one of them was already unlocked for you. It was just like kind of
Yeah.
closed. The other one that they're kind of like, but basically as you guys leave that chamber and you're out of the air hockey area, you could try to close that door behind you. I would want that one is an easier thing to do. Is anyone here have high fine motor skills? It's under your coordination, under the yellows.
Just 5.
5?
Oh, all of you guys are all doing, all 3 of you with 5s. You're just trying to like quickly, like just spin some stuff and
Right.
put it in time. Yeah, that's fine. For sure.
Just
Pair-
like try to like
Pair of 4s.
Air baits.
4s, 8s.
pair of 5s.
All right, you guys close that door behind you. So that actually gives you, certainly there's weird sound coming through, but this means nothing's probably coming at you. You also aren't sure anything would be coming towards you. It might be going elsewhere in the place. But if
Might be
you,
going towards Paul
probably going to Paul.
to wreck him.
Probably to do
And now Paul's gonna eat Paul, and he's gonna become even.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do feel bad at how much people don't remember about all this stuff, because if you recall, Paul wanted you to come to free him. So, like, Paul is trapped. So Charlie's now not trapped, and Paul is trapped. So perhaps Charlie, though being much weaker than Paul, can get a leg up on Paul. You know what? Who knows what's going to happen? It's not your problem anymore. You guys have made it
It is
under the wind tunnel. You're
agree.
back at the door. This will require some serious lifting to pull these doors open. So Shishu, why don't you give me a lift?
Can I help with
Okay.
that?
You can. Why don't you do one as well?
We'll shout encouragement from the side.
Pair of 6s and a pair of 8s.
Okay.
Pair of 6s and 3 2s.
Tell you what, we'll put your 6s together for a 4th, and that way you guys can pull the doors open just enough that you can all sort of climb out, and they slam shut again, and you find yourselves out in the desert, right outside the tomb of the Gentle Breeze. XigXag does have a very important sword in hand.
Well,
Well,
that turned out well.
We should
Lot-
get going, though.
Probably, yes. I agree.
yeah, I believe
Maybe.
there was
I
another.
think I need a change of underpants.
So you have the sword of the Gale.
Is there another thing we were supposed to get?
They're not in there, but we have like a pyramid that can shrink. Might be helpful to carry all of our stuff in since we're not
Oh,
in our normal forms. I believe that was the other thing we were sort of.
There was
plan
some
on
talk of getting that, yes.
oh, that was in there.
But
Oh,
Different.
Remind me, who are we getting this for?
Yourselves.
Or just for us?
oh my, Elon,
Yes.
what has happened to
isn't-
you?
No,
goal
I'm
is
just,
to get
there's a
bored.
lot. We have a lot of. Listen, we
Are
have
you
a lot
all
of
right?
stuff on loan.
Shishu, I'm concerned
We
of
have a
your
lot of
brother.
stuff on loan.
well,
To that point, however,
I just want to make sure it wasn't like this wasn't another borrowed treasure that we have to
I
give
no,
away.
this is a treasure
wonder-
you have won fair and square. Go ahead,
I
ZigZag.
wonder.
course.
I wonder if Bill Bluster would be placated with this sword.
No.
no, I believe he's
Well,
going
maybe.
to only be placated by us
Well,
killing
it
his mother.
is. It used to be. Yeah, but it used to be his mother's sword,
true.
so maybe it can. We could use it to
Ah.
slay his mother.
You're right. I shouldn't.
Oh, maybe
shouldn't
it'll
rain
get
on
around
ideas.
the- Maybe it'll get around the it'll be a loophole.
or
yeah,
at least
that
it's
would be the
Give up
loophole
the
sword.
sword.
a possible backup plan in case we, cannot within the time frame deal with his mother or release him from the binds that keep him from killing his mother. Perhaps maybe then offering him the sword of his mother might stay any kind of.
Yes,
Punishment.
that is what I was suggesting.
That's not
Like
bad
an
idea.
emergency plan. That sounds great. 'Cause we should probably try to hold on to,
Yes, I mean.
Speaking
then
of
I
speaking
agree.
of that sword for now, as you've gained it, this is kind of how this is going to work now, guys. You may all add 2 horde dice. You basically have 2 horde dice. You could spend them both on one skill, or you could use them on different skills. You cannot raise anything above 6. But if there's any skills you have felt have been lacking, basically you guys are leveling up a little bit here. Every time you get big treasure, you get to level
Oh.
up. However, if you would rather, you could bank this for later, and then if you have more treasure, bigger treasure altogether, you can instead raise your overhead dice, which raises, you get a lot more bang for your buck, but it kind of takes a longer time to do that, and you don't get any immediate benefit. So,
Oh, you're talking about okay. So what you're talking about right now is a specific skill, not like raise intellect.
you
up
don't get to
or
raise
whatever.
intellect, but you could raise, explain. You could raise a couple things. You
Gotcha.
can't take anything over
Gotcha.
6, but you could raise a couple things now, or you could bank it for later. But you do all have to do the same one, because it is a shared item.
Oh.
Oh, we all have to do the same skill or the same thing.
No, you either have to all bank it for later or all use it now.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, I'd say bank it for later.
Bank.
Sure, I'm fine with that.
Bank for later? All right.
All right.
Then we will
Okay.
bank it for later. As you collect more and more things, you will eventually get to the point where you can add one to one of your top ones. Or you can bank way more and you can add a dragon die to one of your top ones. But that takes some artifact level stuff, so hold off. All right, well, very good, guys. But at that point, oh yeah, go ahead, Tongart.
I just do have one last thing as we're sort of making our way away from this desert. Alan, I just want you to know, I know that you weren't able to fulfill a promise that you made, but the fact that you wanted to and the fact that you intended to, that counts for something.
Does it?
Absolutely. Intentions are a big, important part of everything that we do, whether or not we
Seems like a
succeed or fail.
rationalization, really. But that's great. I mean, I probably won't sleep better, but thank you. I appreciate that.
All I'm saying is that this failure is, in a way, a success. And I feel
Okay,
like that's
yeah,
something-
I'll think about that. I'm trying to really filter that through my worldview right now, which doesn't really account for failure. So, I'm just gonna choose to see this as a success.
I think it was a great success.
I agree. We got a great treasure and we didn't
Here-
die.
Here's
I
what I
think
will say.
eaten by-
Even more than that, we are not indentured to yet another powerful being.
That is true.
Yes, that is also. a win.
This,
We
I
have
think,
a
is
family
the first time that
saying-
we've done that.
That's very accurate. We have a family saying in the Bazankin clan that write the history and you'll never lose. So, you know, might be in the lost column right now, but when this is all over, we write the history.
And
Well, that makes
will be
more
a good
sense. I thought you were
Resounding
saying like
victory.
write the history in advance, and I was going to tell you that's not how history works. But this makes
That's
more
called
sense.
manifesting. It's no,
Well,
that works.
My, you know,
Sheesh
there
knows all
were-
about it.
Ranakin III actually did try to do that. It did not go as successfully as you might think, because everybody, of course, knew that that had not happened yet. But it has been attempted.
Well, on that note, I'm going to ask you also, you have banked that for later, but I will ask you. There are 3 other pyramids you could make your way toward. There is what Tongart was speaking of, the Tomb of Infinity, whence no explorers have ever returned, that apparently contains that pyramid within pyramids. There is also the Pyramid of the Pyramid of Imperial Majesty, and that has
I vote for that one.
I'm scared to take this group to that one.
Imperial Majesty that has some sort of like maybe vaguely. Eldo wasn't completely sure about that one, but I mean he's not sure about any of them. There's some constructs there, and maybe something vaguely. There might be something sort of like heaven-like. Then the third, so you have the Tomb of Infinity, the Pyramid of Imperial Majesty, or the Great Pyramid of Eternal Diversion, which apparently contains a sentient weapon that creates light and sound, and there's an immortal dragonborn bard inside. A place where Seppa J, whoever the hell that is, you still have never learned, might repose well entertained for eternity. So which of those 3 are you guys setting out to?
I vote
mean, I
for
like a
the
good
one
show.
that has the pyramid.
The Tomb of Infinity?
Infinity.
Yes, because we need something to pack all this stuff
Understood.
into.
You have been told, both in
I
and
don't-
game, that is the most dangerous one. But yes.
Oh,
Buku definitely goes
Yeah,
for
no,
the
I think that we
Imperial
should not do
Majesty.
the most dangerous one.
It just
Yeah,
sounds like
I think that we
his.
should. I think
Imperial Majesty.
Imperial Majesty or. Yeah, or like I really like the one I like. You know, if there's one that has it's got a bard in it, just an immortal bard. Like we
well,
get a
remember
show.
the last board that we came across? Boards are not good.
No,
What
that was
bard?
a rogue. That was a rogue.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a rogue.
Emniel was a
Oh,
rogue.
was a
Because
rogue.
rogues are the worst. Because Vanda, rogues are the worst. Okay. So,
Yes.
Vanda
And
has
sometimes that's.
Vanda's played a rogue in mini games. That's why
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
choosing
love
her.
playing rogues. That's why. And that's the
Well,
other word.
so I have, is that 2 votes for Imperial or that's actually split votes. So
I go along with whatever.
we have I think Pierce had said the pyramid.
Yeah, that's sort of where I was leaning. But if you
Okay.
make a point that if that is the most dangerous, this
I'm
one was
kinda
not
tired
as
of danger.
dangerous.
Is it
Yeah.
really the dangerous, or is it
That's what
just
Eldo told you. That's also true. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Also,
but
no one has ever come out of
does
it.
Aldo really knows these things?
That is
Wait,
true.
but the other one has a dragon in it, an immortal dragon.
But
Well,
we're like a draconic, like
us.
what you guys are, a biped.
Oh, cool. We should go there.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
feel like we
that's,
should go
that's
there.
2 for the eternal diversion. This group is
You know
choosing
what?
diversion. That's shocking.
You know what? Now that I think about it,
Thematic.
I never got to hear that song from Kathrinka, so I could probably do with a little music.
All right.
Whatever.
I do sort of wonder what creation sounded like.
Well,
I think it might. Oh, I
well,
think it
on
might blow your mind.
that note, as you guys head off across the sand, that's where we'll end tonight's session. And
Oh man.
that's great. Thank you guys. Very fun.
We survived.
Elon,
Whew.
Elon is. There's
Elon didn't kill us all.
there are
Fantastic.
Some, Elon's got a little bit of some stuff and some thoughts and some choices.
It's,
You know what I would say
only
though? What Alon did?
if Shishu wasn't there, if you guys, I mean, There's no.
No, you would be dead.
Well,
Oh no!
in a
I will
way-
actually wait. I take that back. That's not the ending. Elon, as you walk away, you do feel one dark thought in your head once again,
Oh no.
and the dark thought is simply,
Yes.
you would have been out long before that if your sister hadn't been there. You would have succeeded much more greatly and been rid of Buku. But your love for your sister, man. The thought is not saying she's holding you back. But it's
No,
just
it's just
throwing it
facts.
out there. It's just presenting you as
facts.
some fact. So the point being, on that note, we wrap tonight's session. Thank you guys so much for playing. This was a lot of fun. We will see you in 2 weeks as we enter the Tomb of Eternal Diversion. We will also see you tomorrow for Lost Lore Academia. We'll see you on Tuesday for Gray in the Dark, where something happened with a mountain and they stole the scale from... They stole a ring of chainmail or something. What was that, Vanda? That's all. Nothing to worry about. And then we'll see you on Friday for Blood from a Stone, which is... it's going to be good, because last week's... a couple nights ago, check out the vampire session that we did, and partially was in black and white because of old movies. It was real fun. So yeah, join us for that. And then a week from today, we'll be back with another Star Trek game. So Star Trek next Sunday, Here Be Dragons 2 weeks from then. It's going to be awesome. Yes, Pierce.
Oh no, you got the Star Wars thing.
Oh, gotcha. Would anyone else like to talk about things they do, or streams they stream, or words they want to say, or Manzukases they want to, Jason?
Yeah, on the topic of Manzukas, on Wednesday I will be streaming one of the last, hopefully, Pentiment streams, which has gotten very interesting, very dark, and quite captivating. That's Wednesday at 5 Pacific on Andrew is Trying, my channel, and I really hope to see you there.
As people may or may not know, I do Raid Shadow Legends, and I just started a free-to-play series. So I started the game from the very beginning, not spending any money. About a month ago, I think we're on day 38 or 39 now. So if you're interested in that, it's been kind of fun. I kind of have a morning stream. I upload at 8 every day, and I drink a cup of coffee and regale you with ideas about the game. So if you're interested in playing or want to hang out with me, you can check that out on my YouTube channel at Deadwood Jedi. And I'm streaming on Twitch, and I'm going to start streaming on YouTube, I think, too. So
Very cool.
you can check me out at Deadwood Jedi on both of those as well. That's my thing.
Anna, are you cooking on anywhere today?
I don't know if I'm cooking this week, but if you follow me on Instagram at Anna Vicino, I usually do cook every week, but for some reason this week I don't have anything scheduled, but I'll probably jump on there at some point. I cook lots of food.
Food is good. I like food.
And allow me to Jason for a second. I'm gonna. I don't know that we've talked about it on here. Philip and I have been talking about a bunch. But Star Trek Lower Decks is just shockingly fantastic, and I say that as someone who is not like the biggest Star Trek fan,
It is so
and it
well
still
done.
feels like it's filled with references I love, and it feels like something that's just lovingly joking about something it cares about. It's not like taking the piss out of it. It loves it while it is like it's like pointing out stuff that's just funny inconsistencies or funny this or that, right?
What is it? Is it
It is basically an animated Star Trek show that
it's on
follows
Disney Plus?
It's on Paramount.
Paramount Plus.
Star
But
Trek.
it,
Look, I made an Admiral uniform of Lower Decks. This is what I wear.
Oh,
for
very nice.
Some of our Star Trek streams.
Right.
But it basically follows like the ensigns that work in the lower deck. So it's not dealing with the bridge crew. It's not dealing with it's dealing with the people who either have ambitions to become that or do not care at all about becoming that and just really want to slack off, right?
And then doubling down on that idea, it's also it's also not about like an Enterprise. It is about a California class ship
It's the Cerritos.
called the USS Cerritos.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you hear the names of the other California classes, it's just funny.
Well, one of the sister ships that pops up several times is the USS Carlsbad.
So good.
It was good.
Well, I might
There's-
have to sign up for Paramount Plus
Yeah.
again.
Paramount Plus is
God-
it's
God damn it!
Yeah, it's like the USS
I
Bakersfield.
watched the offer there, and I really liked it.
oh yeah.
I started that, and that's pretty good.
The one that made me laugh the hardest was the USS Sherman Oaks.
Yes.
I think that
Yeah,
is
that
where
was
I
great.
that is where I laughed the hardest. Because it's like okay, I get it, like USS, yeah, it's like USS Carlsbad, USS Burbank, USS Anaheim, whatever, fine. For some reason, the USS Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
Oh,
that one.
there is
I
also
agree.
yes, I do recall there is the USS Solvang also. Which
Yes.
Is there a USS North
that's
Hollywood
good.
yet?
Yeah.
there is we haven't seen a USS North Hollywood.
No.
No,
Toluca Lake,
But it's real good.
not yet.
Sedina.
Not yet.
And it's like wholly new characters. Like they do have some classic characters pop in and out, but for the most part, it is
yeah. No,
totally new.
Lower Decks is it's surprisingly well done. They really kind of thread the needle,
Thread.
tread the line, do all the things.
Like, and if you're a cursory fan, there's like big references you'll get. And if you're a real big fan, there's like in-depth references you'll get.
Yeah.
Um,
So there you go. Well,
That's good.
there's
that's my
another-
Manzukis for
There's
this week.
that's another wreck of a thing. Well, very good. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been amazing. Thank you so much, players. It is so fun to have you guys. Until next time, spread your wings and fly away.
Have no ribbons.
That's true. You guys don't even have wings now. Just kidding.
I whip my
You are
tail
just
back and
being
forth. I whip
cool,
my
Alex.
tail back and forth.
Good night, everybody.
We don't have tails either.